The winning project of the architectural competition comes from a poetic concept inspired by the verses of Rainer Maria Rilke.
Towers, cottages, walls display like the soil whose design is the well-being of the vine hardness, rigidity, but the light, which preaches sweetness to dourness, flings a skin like that of peaches over all solid things. The medieval towers erected along the Rhone Valley inspired the project and link it to the cantonal territory. In contrast to the pink house built on its base, the complex is recessed into the slope.
In the controversy of the site, the historian Gaetan Cassina wrote in his 1983 text, "No one will dispute the qualities of the project selected for the future realization."
Deprived of its natural land to the west, the pink house is involved in the award-winning project, and only in this one, it should be noted, in a dialogue with the future building. Should we be afraid of a power struggle? In this respect, ChristianBecK's project is in keeping with the long-standing Valais tradition of architectural recoveries. Our only wish is that this operation does not become synonymous with betrayal. In response to Epiney's question, what about Sierre's school project? Gaetan Cassina reconfirms the legitimacy of the urban interventions and agrees with the architect on preserving the pink house.
Finalement, malgré les tergiversations innombrables, le Collège de Sierre n'a pas pu être implanté à 2 pas de la maison château du peintre Edmond Bille. Cette bâtisse aurait effacé la maison rose, chère aux artistes. Est-ce mieux ainsi?
Écoutez, en tant qu'historien de l'art, et qui m'occupe aussi dans ce contexte-là d'urbanisme, on peut toujours regretter que certaines choses ne se fassent pas. Parce que l'urbanisme, c'est pas uniquement conserver ce qu'on a de bien d'ancien, c'est justement créer du neuf, faire du bon, et peut-être que le collège eût été un apport sensible.
Gaetan Cassina's answer to Pierre-Marie Epiney's question, what about the college project in Sierre, leads to the presentation of it, developed with contemporary modeling techniques as an answer by architect ChristianBecK. The qualities of the project unanimously recognized and clearly emphasized by the historian Cassina immediately after the competition in his first paper, and the fear of a balance of power are contradictory. In the absence of a historian's opinion on the pink house made to the public services, the organizer of the competition indicated that it could be demolished. Therefore, the conservation decided by the architect is not anecdotal. It is a constraint of organization of spaces in a small area of land to deal with the pink house. It is the shaping of the whole and the parts that attach to the accesses to form contention of the ground around a lowered courtyard from which springs the tower. Through the vineyards, from the south, north, east, and west, you can reach the complex. Stone sand and filtered paths leading to courtyards and recreation areas. It's a project built into the vineyard, not a vineyard built around a project.
The permeable paths of earth and mixed stone, as well as the small bridge to the north, lead to the courtyards of reception and recreation vegetated on a similar soil that reinforce the insertion of the complex in its context. The entrances are located in 2 places, at the level of the lower courtyard accessible from the south, east, and west roads, and to the north from the hemicyclic square. The gyms have additional access from the lower courtyard, which also benefits the backstage of the theater.
The circulation entrances, corridors, and staircases are common to all parts of the program. Sanitary and maintenance facilities are distributed from the top of the tower to the basement. To limit the journeys, the management, administration, and teachers are located at the center of the complex, both in plan and cross-section. The School of Commerce. The business school's 16 normal classrooms are spread over 4 niveaux, mainly accessible from the Route de Glaret and the upper courtyard. The college's 16 rooms are spread over 4 levels in the east and west wings. Arranged radially on the theater, the special rooms create the necessary structural system. They are illuminated zenithally, and 2 rooms open onto the corridor for other uses such as receptions or exhibitions. The 2 sports halls are located to the south. They occupy the basement along with the changing rooms and sanitary facilities shared with the other functions, notably the theaters. 2 additional entrances on either side of the tower lift serve the basement and backstage areas. The sports halls and other functions are linked by a zenithally circulation system, enabling these areas to be used for exhibition activities. The lobby is located under the conch shell of the amphitheater, directly accessible from the courtyard. The aula is open to the courtyard via the side access balconies that are also used for interacts. The closure of these balconies for the control of natural light increases the possible uses such as conference, seminar, school aula, and of course theater. The possibilities of lateral opening of the stage on the courtyard make it possible to organize events between the interior and the exterior, spectators moving between different performances, stand-up concerts, or multi-shows. This presentation of the parts of the project and its functioning accompanies the explanations on the implantation and the relationship to the pink house, and underlines the answer given to the historian Cassina. An architectural project is not only the image of its whole in relation to its context, it is also, and not only, the synthesis of elegant structures, view frames, light control, and the use of sustainable materials in a layout and spaces intended to meet the context and needs of users. This reminder of the needs and the performance of meeting them is the one that should have been put in the balance. On the one hand, the Pink House Conservée is not a masterpiece of the 19th century, but the leisure house that a clergyman had the means to build. On the other, a cultural, training, and leisure complex for 500 students and thousands of inhabitants from Sierre and the surrounding area who take advantage of the versatility of the infrastructures to go to theaters, attend seminars, and visit exhibitions near the preserved Pink House. The distance from the station to the complex mentioned by the historian to minimize the interest of the site is surprising. Cassina agrees that a clergyman could have built this leisure house in this vineyard. But curiously, he hesitates that thousands of college and university students can be trained to take advantage of this quality of environment. According to him, the quality of an educational site would be its only proximity to the station? Considering that the architect was concerned about the Pink House in the absence of the immobile historians, did they not belatedly react and adapt their reaction while some opponents made their opinions known? Did they not evoke the Pink House as the subject of the painters forgetting Rilke's verses? Proud isolation of these towers, which nonetheless recall, since when for what future hours, a life that is aerial. This bond cannot be quantified, but its penetrating ray brings torpor to their substance and hastens their decay.